Good evening, I'm Prasad and this is KiniNews. Almost a month into the full lockdown, Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has finally unveiled financial assistance to help Malaysians and businesses cope during the pandemic. Let me save your time. If you're hoping for i-Sinar 2.0, yes, you'll be allowed to reach into your EPF savings, but it's going to be called i-Citra instead, and bank loan moratoriums are also back.
Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin unveiled a 150 billion ringgit aid package today dubbed Pemulih, which stands for Package Pelindungan Rakyat dan Pemulihan Ekonomi, or the People's Protection and Economic Recovery Package. It is the largest package by the Perikatan Nasional government since the Prihatin package announced in March last year. So let's get straight to the top points. Something similar to i-Sinar is back, but this time it's called i-Citra. It will allow EPF members to withdraw a maximum of 5,000 ringgit with monthly payment of 1,000 ringgit up to 5 months. Application begins on July 15 and can be done on the EPF website, with the first distribution to be made in August. Meanwhile, Muhyiddin also announced that a 6-month bank loan moratorium will be granted to all borrowers regardless of their income levels. Previously, the moratorium was only reserved for the B40 community.
Saya banyak mendengar dan membaca rintihan yang sama daripada golongan M40 dan T20 yang turut mengalami peningkatan tanggungan kerana mereka juga membantu ahli keluarga atau saudara mara yang terjejas akibat COVID-19. Oleh itu, sukacita saya umumkan dengan kerjasama pihak bank, moratorium 6 bulan akan diberikan pada semua peminjam individu sama ada dari golongan B40, M40 atau T20 dan usahawan mikro.
Those interested will need to apply with their banks, and there will be no conditions or documents required in their application. Loan moratoriums will also be offered to small and medium enterprises, subject to a review and approval by the banks. Applications for the loan moratorium will begin on July 7. For the full list of everything announced by the Prime Minister, visit Kini TV or malaysiakini.com.
Is the federal government being unfair to the Selangor state government by limiting vaccine supplies to the state? Or is Selangor receiving more than they can administer? Kari Jamaluddin has the answer.
Selangor has been given the amount of COVID-19 vaccines based on data provided by the state government. This is according to Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Kari Jamaluddin. He said in a meeting with Menteri Besar Amiruddin Syari, it was revealed that the state could only administer 40,000 shots a day for June. As such, Kari said he was unsure why Selangor Exco member in charge of health, Siti Maria Mahmud, was accusing the COVID-19 Immunisation Task Force of undersupplying COVID-19 vaccines to the state. During a press conference in Tanjung Karang this morning, he said there is still a surplus of vaccines in Selangor. According to him, a total of 322,606 out of 1.367 million doses of vaccines that arrived in Selangor have yet to be dispensed. Yesterday, Kari's aide said Selangor's COVID-19 vaccine utilisation rate was among the lowest in the country, at 75.2%. Kari said he wants this to increase to 90%. He also expects Selangor to be able to administer 130,000 shots a day in July, and the number of COVID-19 vaccines supplied to the state will also be ramped up accordingly.
Guys, Malaysia needs a free press more than ever, and being an independent media outlet can be tough. This is why we need your help to help us continue doing what we do. Click on the link in the description and find out how you can contribute. And all the names you see below are all the awesome people who helped us in May. Now, back to keeping the government accountable. A minister is being investigated by the police for dining in during the lockdown. Dine-ins are not allowed during the current total lockdown to curb the spread of COVID-19. However, Minister in the Prime Minister's department, Mustafa Muhammad, may have forgotten that the same rule also applies to him. He was photographed dining in at a cafe in his constituency of Jelly in Kelantan on Saturday. The photograph was uploaded by the cafe itself to thank Mustafa for visiting and hearing out their plight. Following this, Mustafa apologized for breaching the standard operating procedure against COVID-19. He also said that he was contacted by the Jelly District Police Chief to be informed that an investigation paper had been opened over the SOP breach. While apologizing, Mustafa said he would leave it to the police to take the appropriate action. Meanwhile, the Minister's office explained Mustafa visited the cafe at 5:30 p.m. on June 26th to learn about how the cafe has been keeping afloat amid the total lockdown. During the current lockdown, food outlets are only allowed to sell food through takeaways, delivery and drive-through services. Time will tell how much of an impact the Pemulih package will have on businesses, but SMEs appear pessimistic on how they perform this year.
A survey conducted by the Small and Medium Enterprises Association has found that 2 out of 3 SMEs believe that their businesses are unlikely to recover this year. The association's central chairperson, William Ng, said the survey also found that 16% of respondents think that their business will only recover in 2023. In a statement issued yesterday, he also said that the current full movement control order is particularly devastating to a majority of the SMEs. He explained that during MCO 1.0, many SMEs still had cash buffers to keep their businesses afloat. However, after over a year of disrupted business, SMEs are no longer in a position to survive on their own. According to Ng, there may be as many as 90,000 businesses forced to shut down since MCO 1.0. In November last year, the Companies Commission of Malaysia stated that 30,000 businesses closed down since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ng said this data would most likely be 3 times more by now, given the MCO 2.0 and 3.0, and including businesses that have ceased business without reporting to the Commission.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1,000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Apandi Ali and Tommy Thomas appear to be on the same page on Harapan's criticism on AG Idris Harun.
Another former Attorney General, or AG, has come to the defense of AG Idris Harun. This comes after the Harapan Presidential Council accused Idris of treason and demanded his removal over the latter's public statement that it is up to the Cabinet to decide when Parliament can be reconvened, and that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong's discretion is not applicable in this case. Ex-AG Muhammad Apandi Ali said Idris was merely laying out the position laid by the Federal Constitution, due to some confusion among the people on the issue. Previously, on June 27, former AG Tommy Thomas had expressed disappointment with Pakatan Harapan's call for Idris to be sacked. Thomas said the AG should not be sacked because some do not agree with his legal opinion. He added that this particular branch of the above-mentioned legislation is ambiguous and there are many grey areas. Harapan noted that despite Idris, as AG, having a constitutional duty to advise the Agong and Cabinet on legal matters, this advice should be conveyed directly to the King instead of being announced publicly. Harapan had contended that announcing it publicly was an alleged breach of confidentiality between a lawyer and a client. Others who had come to Idris's defense over the issue were lawyer New Sin Yu and Saratok MP Ali Biju.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad Michael. Thank you for watching.